Right, welcome back everybody. I said there will be no more videos on this, but the Thundercat is back. I took it for an MOT yesterday. It passed alright, not a problem. There was an advisory, the front tyre is just starting to perish a bit, so that was one advisory. And the other advisory, the front brake caliper is a little bit sticky, but nothing to worry about, so it could benefit from a strip down and a bit of a clean. But that's not why we're here today. Why we're here today is because the bike went for MOT. We did notice the clutch was slipping over maybe 5,000–6,000 revs. So once you got up in the rev range, it actually started slipping. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking the side casing off, just having a look in there, see if there's any issues that we can see. If not, then we will just order a new clutch kit for it. So as you can see, I've took the size fair enough. You don't need to see that. You've seen that in other videos. Just a matter of taking the foot out, 10 bolts out. So we can get nice access now to the side casing. We're going to have to drop the oil again, and we'll take a look at these plates and see if we can see anything out the ordinary in there. So. Right, so we're going to undo these 10 bolts now. Look who's turned up.
I've got to supervise him, he don't know what he's doing.
I don't know what I'm doing today, so I've got a second pair of eyes.
Yeah.
So I've dropped the oil out of this as well. Hopefully when we take this off we don't damage the gasket. Right, that's all the 10 bolts out. So you might get a bit of oil drop here. You just work it off. It might be on a couple of dowels.
Stuck with that bottom one down there, isn't it?
Just get a flat-headed screwdriver. There it comes. There we go. Well, the gasket looks alright.
Yeah. What we want to check is just pull your clutch in, just see if that the clutch is operating. Now we can see the plates loosen off.
Ready?
Yep.
That's in.
That's pulled right in now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the plates are moving about. Let it go.
Yeah.
And the plates have gone tight. So we'll just check the tightness of these bolts, make sure they're all done up tight. And then failing that, then we'll take that off and then we'll check the state of the plates.
What's that, 10mm?
10mm that is. That might try to spin. They're all tight, and I just make sure they're nipped up. That's what I was making the point of.
Yeah.
Right, okay, yeah, so they're all done up. Right, so in actual fact, so that wouldn't be the problem. I was expecting, sometimes you can see these come off, and there's one of them's half out or 3/4 out or whatever. So we know that's not the problem. We know the clutch is operating okay. So what you've got to try now is to take this off, and then we've got to check the state of the plates, see if they're worn. And also in some of these bikes, I'm not sure whether the Thunder is, so just keep their location at the moment, because some of them, whatever the year it is, was the springs are all the same length, and on some bikes they're alternate lengths. So just make sure that they've put them in the right order. It looks like they're going to be all the same length, these ones. And if the clutch plates are okay, you might just need stronger clutch springs. The springs might be weak. Yeah, if the clutch plates are okay. Right, so just ease that off. Careful. That's the friction plates, okay. Well, there looks to be plenty of meat on them.
Yeah.
Doesn't there? Again, but lay them down in order and take them out in the order they're coming out in. Because normally there's intermediate plates in there, as you can see there. Yeah, they might need scuffing up and cleaning. So take your plates out and put them on top of each other. The way they come out, and you can check each individual plate, see if there's plenty of meat on them. Let's have a look. There's loads of meat on them, isn't there? Yeah?
Yeah.
So put that down in the order it come off in. So strip all them out. See the wear lines on them ones, look, in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that intermediate plate down there could be dirty as well. There we go. There looks to be enough meat on them, to be honest with you. But that one, look at the contact points on that one, see?
Yeah.
It appears to be just on the outside there, doesn't it? So maybe the intermediate plates or the metal rings inside ain't making proper contact for some reason. Could be that the springs aren't strong enough. That's your main plunger there. You've got a ball bearing that sits in there as well. Right, so he's just going to finish taking them off and then we'll evaluate the situation. So we'll see you in a minute.
Right, so that's the back one. I don't know if you can see that one is quite worn down there. Not a lot on that.
Yeah, it's very, very flat there, isn't it? So you've got a few plates on there basically which look like they're pretty worn. So in actual fact, that one is a different colour, isn't it? So
it's a different, yeah.
It's a different plate. Look, it's like an old plate on that one. I don't know whether that's whether that denotes anything or what, but that's definitely a different plate on there, and that's definitely worn by the looks of it. And you've got a couple more on there which are pretty low as well, haven't you?
Yeah, so I'll probably get a plate kit for it then.
Yeah, new set of plates. I think the springs, well, you might as well have a look for springs, but
yeah, I might get a kit.
I don't know whether or not they're as strong as what they could be. They're all rusty, so obviously it's been standing for a long time. It might have lost a bit of its tension or whatever, you don't know, do you?
So there's not much more we can do on this today, is there?
Nope. I think you've done enough as you can. Order your kit up. Have a look for a kit for the ignition key up there. And then basically, once you put this back together, it's good to go because it's got a full year's MOT on it.
So I can have an early finish then today?
Looks that way.
Oh, I've got to give my mate a shout out as well. Danny from DT Motorcycle Essex.
Oh, good old Dan, yeah. Danny, DT Motorcycle Essex.
What's that bike he's doing? A CG, is it?
He's a long-term subscriber to my channel, folks, by the way, and he popped over to Project Man. So, Dan, when I'm on my channel, mate, you're restoring an old CG125, which has been sat in the garden for 20 years. Sat in his nan's garden, I think. And when they got it, or when he went round to get it, it had a tree growing through it. You have a look. If you go to his channel, we'll leave a link in the description below, won't you?
Oh, of course. He's my
mate. Of course
mate.
you will. We'll leave a link, and he's also, it had a tree coming through the front yokes and that, and it was about that thick. That's how long the bike had been there. And anyway, go and have a look. I won't spoil it. He did try an cold start on it. He didn't have a carb on it, but I'll let you see what happens anyway. That's Danny, DT Motorcycles Essex. Give him a shout out.
There'll be a link up here for his channel.
Is it there? Yeah, of course it's up there, isn't it? And there you go. Another young chap coming up doing the old motorbikes and restoration stuff and tinkering about, as we all love to do. Anyway,
that's it, look.
What you got now? Merlin, give us a head. Come here. Get him. Come here. You ever sit here? Who wants to put their hands in a Rottweiler's mouth, folks? Come here. Let go. Let go. Look. Let go, Merlin. Let go. Let go. Merlin. Let go. Merlin. No. Let go, Merlin. Let go now. Merlin, let go. No. Let go. A bit more. There you go. Simple, isn't it?
Right then, it's actually a week later now. I've got the new clutch plates. I did all the new springs as well. And I actually got an email this morning, which was 5 days after I've ordered them. They should have actually been here yesterday when the clutch plates arrived as well. So due date was yesterday, and this morning I got an email from the seller saying that they're currently out of stock. So I mean, I don't know why they put marked as dispatched and sent them out, said they're sent out when they haven't even got them in stock. So I've had to apply for a refund for that because they reckon it'll take about 6 weeks for them to come back in stock. So I didn't want to mess about. What I'm going to go with the old springs. They seem to be alright. There's quite a bit of tension still on them. If we are still getting the same problem with the slipping clutch with the new plates in, obviously I will revisit this and we will change the springs and we'll look a bit further into it. So all we've got today is new plates. I'm actually just giving these steel plates are clean, because I'm not actually changing these. I think these are alright. These are a bit manky at the minute, so I've just gone round and given the other ones a clean up. So I've just got this last one to do, and what I've been using is a bit of Scotch pad just to clean the surface off, so the new plates have got a nice face to mate with on here. So it's just a matter of going around doing both sides, just getting all this off. And some of these were quite badly corroded and rusted, so it could have been just that these plates were actually sticking to the friction plates, and that's where our problem lied. So hopefully cleaning these up and putting new friction plates in, we should hopefully cure this problem. And at the beginning of the video we did say one of these plates were actually different than the first one, and we weren't sure if that was genuine. As you can see, these little blocks are actually bigger than the ones on here, and there's less of them. But when I've ordered the new one, it's come exactly the same. So the odd one goes in first apparently, and then the rest follow suit with your steel rings as well. So I'm just cleaning this off, and then we'll start refitting them, and I'll come back to you. Right then, so I've got all my rings ready to go in the order they need to be going in. There is actually two sizes here. The first one is a clutch plate, and it's a 3.00mm plate, that is, and that's the part number there if you need to know that. And then you've got 8 of these following plates, and they are a 3.2mm, so just bear that in mind. There is actually 2 different sizes in here, and that's the part number for this one. Right then, so I'm going to go ahead now and put these in. Right then, so that's that on. I'm just going to give this little face a bit of a clean with the old Scotch pad. Some people do like to pre-soak them friction rings in oil, but I'm not going down that route, because once I do fill out the oil filler caps here, and I'll just be pouring oil straight onto them anyway, so rather than getting my hands messy, well, I think I'll do it that way. So we'll just make sure everything's clear there. That bearing's running nice and free in there. Can't really hear my hands catching on it. So then you just make sure that's fully in, give it a wiggle side to side, make sure you ain't got no play there, and we can start winding these back in. So we'll just start these off, remembering which order they come out in. I took these out in a certain order, so I just laid them out in which order they come out in. And once we go to start doing them up, we'll do them up diagonally, just so it pulls everything in evenly. At the minute there's no tension on these springs, so it don't matter. Right, so all those screws are bottomed out now, so we're just going to give them that final nip. You don't want to go too mad, you don't want to break the posts that they're screwing into. That's it. So just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's that, I'm happy with that. So we can stick this fairing bracket back on. I like to take, no, I won't stick that on yet. We've got to get the side casing on first. So just make sure there's no debris in there. Make sure that face is clean for the gasket, and that all looks good to be in there. So now we can stick this case back on. The gasket's still on in situ. Just find the locating dowels top and bottom there, and that's that. Now we'll just go round and just crank them up. Again, not too tight. There we go. So just give that a wipe over. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to stick the oil back in. You don't need to see that because you see that in the last video where I serviced it. So I'm going to put the oil back in, and then matter of getting the fairing back on and get it running, and hopefully I might be able to take it just out the front, give it a little test ride and see if we've actually cured the problem. So let me just get the oil back in. I'll probably put the fairing back on because you don't need to see that again, and I'll come back to you. Right then, so I've just been down the road on it, not a problem at all. Got it up to the 5,000–6,000 K revs, no slipping whatsoever on there. It's got a nice biting point on the clutch, so it looked like it just wanted the clutch friction plates changing, and that has solved our issue we had there. So it's a nice little bike. I say we'll have a clean up now. Well, it won't be now, it's getting a bit on in the day. So all that's left to do on it is give it a bit of a clean up, and we'll put it up for sale. The ignition was a bit sticky on it, turning it on and off. It's a bit of a common thing for these Yamahas. So I've actually sourced a genuine second-hand one, and if I get time I'll put it on, but if not, it'll go with the bike. So it will come up with another ignition barrel set, and it's got the seat lock for it as well. So I was just trying to get a couple of bikes out, because I say I've mentioned in the last 2 or 3 weeks there is a new project coming to the channel, and that will probably be coming within, well, it will be coming within the next 2 weeks. I'll probably be going to collect it next week. So this video's out on this Saturday. I'll be going to collect it mid next week. So if I get a chance, it'll be next week you'll see the project. If not, it'll be the following week. So I've got to do a bit of travelling for it. I've got to go down to London. That gives you a little clue. And I will be driving it back. So there you go. So whatever it is, it's road legal, and I'll be driving it back to Lincolnshire, which is about 150 mile round trip, and then we'll reveal it to you and what the plans are for it. So anyway, I'm going to leave it here, and until next time, we'll see you about.